not. They're not. I would surmise nobody gives a flying fuck. It's probably more funny. Anyways, just do things conceptually. But okay. So the original way I wanted to word this was to come at it from a very brash and like straightforward standpoint to say a certain way and say it a certain way. But now I'm like I want to say it a little more gentler, or shall I say, better worded to not elicit a sense of animosity that I do not intend to invoke in actuality. So the concept of God in my mind is beginning to become troublesome, not because of the concept of what God could be or whatever, more so because of what the word entails and how we are humans and there's God. It really feels like there's a that creates a separation of like what we all are, and it also implies that we can't become that. I'm of the belief that first of all, I don't like the word God anymore. I think it's better to be what you are. You know, some there could be. What if we had different versions of the word God? You know, what if, I don't know the fuck. What I'm saying is like because we all can become that. I don't think it makes sense for it to be one word. You know, that's just something that came out right now. But I don't see why it has to be like one word that we all ascribe to. Because what if someone just doesn't like that word? What if they want to be what if instead of a God they want to be a hoopla? You know, what if that's what they want to be? Who gives a fuck? It's a word. It has no meaning that has to be stated within anybody's life. So it's a word made by some dude probably. Just because it's a powerful word within the context of our society does not mean it has to rule our lives and be how we define everything or how we get knowledge. You know what I'm saying? Then it's just a word. So conceptually, I think we have to. Well, I would suggest this is just a suggestion from Jesse or Mr. Jazz. Like kind of moving ourselves away from the using words to define what's happening to us or what happens after us, and that might mean stepping away from words like heaven and hell too. Those words are kind of stupid as they imply different places where a better or worse thing is happening. When why are we focusing on what's happening here more so, or why does it seem like the Bible was basically saying this doesn't really matter, basically because when we apply the concept of death, which is something I don't conceptually ascribe to either, it creates this stupid stew of like this doesn't matter. There's a better place or a worse place, and if you fuck up here, you will not get to the better place. You will go to the worst place forever. That's the basic implication of Christianity, and that is crazy to me. And that's probably one of the most popular religions in America is Christianity. So you have a bunch of people ascribing to the concept of this God who really does not love them, in my particular stance. To offer the concept of eternal damnation for anything is utterly stupid. It is fucking ridiculously awfully stupid. And it is not possible to be done in any way. And it's funny when you really think about it. Like, I admit, my past video talked about this too, but I'll just touch upon it again real quick. When you really think about the conceptualization of what such a place would be, it falls to dust easily because imagine the sadness. First of all, think about it like this. This is the analogy I come up with right now. That's kind of similar to what I came up with yesterday. But basically, so it's like imagine you have a son. In the concept of where think about. Let's say I'm God, right? In the concept of where I'm God, and there's a place where I have the power, right, to put you in a place where you will die or interminably and basically face terrible, horrific deaths every day or whatever the fuck, like interminably is horribly forever and ever and ever and ever and ever. You know what I'm saying? That's just what's gonna happen to you. Just that if I have the power to do that, and you can't, and I can do that to all of the evil people by myself, and which is the implication. Maybe with my angels, but it can happen. That's what's going to happen in this instance, and there's nothing any of you can do about it, and you will there's nothing all you will be able to do about it forever. You can never get stronger and overpower me again. It's over. You just suffer and just die over again, and your existence will be terrible forever. And see the more in depth I go into it, how more ridiculous it seems. But the point I'm trying to getting at here is the power scale demonstrated by this concept is overwhelmingly ridiculous in terms of like how much more powerful God is in this context than what's going on there. The power scale, and that is the power scale in actuality, just to get that straight. But the power scale demonstrated there is overwhelmingly ridiculous. Really think about the ability to be able to take a being, put them in a place of that you created and leave them there forever, and they can never even kind of imagine about doing anything about it ever. and you get to chill and do whatever you want, and you're not really thinking about them forever, or it's not that big of a deal. It's not illustrated to be that big of a deal for God to do that shit forever. That is an incredible power skill. Think about that power skill. Now, when you remember that power skill, then factor back in the fact that they say that God offers this for being a bad person or whatever the fuck. But the main thing about the power skill is when you demonstrate that ridiculous, like, God is here and you aren't even in the fucking camera. God's above the camera, designed the camera, and knew what a camera was going to be before it was designed. And you're not in the fucking camera. That is the fucking power scale there. Like, that's how ridiculous it is. When you define that power scale, it's the same thing energetically as, like, a human to a child or a human to an ant. Really, it's a human to an ant, if we're being honest. It's a human to an ant. That is, like, the power scale of God to us in the context, right? So, but we don't go around just killing ants even if they bite us. You know what I'm saying? We do, but, like, you know what I'm saying? Maybe the better example is a child. We don't go around just killing children because they upset us. They're kids. And their actions are what? Childlike and not adult-like. They do stupid shit. Like throw their doo-doo around and pee on things. And like break stuff and punch their siblings. They're stupid. They're hurting people at the rate that they can hurt people. They can't hurt us. Ain't no kid gonna kill you even if you got a knife. Their arms aren't fast enough to generate the volatility needed, and they wouldn't know where to put it. And it's just not gonna happen. Obviously, you can move the fuck out the way or kick them. Shit, that was funny. But obviously, the main fucking little dude, bitch. Anyways, but real point we're trying to make is a kid is not gonna kill a human. The power scale there is actually the power scale of God to us is actually it's infinite. It's actually a kid could get your ass if they got lucky. You know what I'm saying? They could. It's possible. It could happen. Anyways, niggas gotta stop tripping. Hold on. Let me switch I gotta properly charge my laptop. Let me switch the device so I can properly get to what I was saying here. So, the power scale of God to us is actually much more than power scale. It's like it's a dualistic sense. In a certain sense, it's like our power scale to like some semblance of like something like an ant and a child, because like there's dualistic capabilities from both of those that I have illustrated. Obviously, you see the size differential and just the power differential is the same within the context of the situation. So basically, when you demonstrate that power scale and you say this is what it is, it begins to make no sense that I would punish you forever. The same way we don't punish our children forever because we love them. Are we not literally made out to be God's children in the fucking Bible? We don't punish our children. We don't punish our creations because they hurt us. If my baby stabbed me with a knife in my Achilles heel, I'm not gonna kill her. The fuck? Are you stupid? Would you kill your daughter if she stabs you? She's a fucking baby. That's dumb as fuck. You know how dumb you would seem and how you're going to jail, bitch. Anybody you explain that to, your ass is dead. What the fuck you talking? Nigga, knock your ass the fuck out. You know, she's a fucking baby. And you get what I'm saying? That's also the knowledge base. In addition to the power skill, the knowledge base we have in comparison to God is infinitesimal. We have fucking nothing. God knows everything, nigga. We don't know what God knows in this instance. So obviously we're gonna hurt God as the little babies we are and the actions we do. Every baby's gonna do some stupid shit probably. They didn't mean to. They just didn't know. They didn't know. So there was like thing. They did a thing. We teach no, not that thing. You learn. You don't do the thing. But niggas still grow up and our children hurt us even when they're 25 and we're 45. So it don't matter. People grow up and they do stupid shit, but you don't kill them or punish them forever. Jail isn't for now. The fact that we give niggas life in jail is crazy. But anyway, or give anybody life in jail is fucking crazy. But anyways, that is utter insanity. To put someone in you can change a person. It's always something that they want that will change them. That is always what it is. But anyways, the point is, when you demonstrate that power scale, right, and you say all these things, it just makes no sense that that God would punish you forever. When I'm that much more powerful than you, and you clearly cannot hurt me, whatever you did ain't really happened. Not to me. You really think whatever you was doing was going to hurt God? Hell no. Maybe you upset him with your actions to other people. But you ain't hurting God, nigga. It's just not, no. Negativo. It is impossible. So if you can't hurt me, cause me any pain, and I have the power to put you in eternal damnation. Anyways, if God has that power, you get what I'm trying to say? Why am I gonna punish you forever? That would be stupid on my part. I can fix you, bitch. And that's really that's really the problem that I have with eternal damnation, is that it gets at there's a point at which you cannot go back, a point at which you can't change yourself, a point at which some evil power has something over you that you can't deal with, the point at which that occurs. It talks about that point as if it's a real fucking thing. There is no point. And also, if I'm God, whatever bullshit, like there's nothing that I can't change, bitch. Nothing that can't be fixed in a matter of an instant. Nothing. It can be within God, which is everything. Everything can be changed and fixed. So ain't no curse that can't be broken. Ain't no possession that can't be broken. Ain't no none of that. All that is bullshit. That's fucking lies and shit. That is not gonna do anything in the face of God, bitch. It's not gonna do nothing. I don't like the word God at all. But like, if we gotta use it, we God, bitch. And all these negative bitch ass niggas, I don't know what you are, but you not God. Understand that. But like, what I'm saying is, my goodness. So basically, the main point I get out there is, when God is that much more powerful than us, God would not punish us. It's probably multiple gods when you really think about it. Because how could you know everything? It's hard as fuck. Maybe I don't give a fuck. I'm cool as fuck. This is just me. Release the concept of being the ruler of anything. Release that concept of being the ruler of anything and focus on your own domain. Help yourself. That's all I really am, is a good administrator of what is inside of me. I'm nothing more. That's all I want to be. That's all I'll ever be, is a good administrator of what I have to give. A good minister of what I have to, a good ward or whatever, what I have to give. Just take care of what you want to say and say it. And if you don't, or sometimes hold it in, but I don't know. Say it though. Get it out. Make it an art. Do something. There are things you want to say with people. Get that out. There's other things too. That's not all life is, but but also just, energetically, you could take it that simple and just say what's inside of you is love too. Filter that through your actions and just go inside and look for the good thing that you know is there to do. You'll always know the good thing to do. You just have to. It's gonna hurt sometimes. It's gonna hurt. It might take you a while to get there, but there's never a point at which you don't know the good thing to do. You can act like there is, but there's something inside of you that if you just sat for a second and chilled, it'll be fixed, because God can help you if you stop acting like a you-know-what. Anyways, God can help you stop acting like a bitch. Anyways, but yeah. So the word God is problematic for me. I think I would suggest, for me, I know what I'm doing. I'm not really calling myself a god. Not that it's lame if you do. If you do, whatever the fuck, I don't care. But I'm just myself. I don't know if I'll ever have a word that I feel is something bigger than what I am. I don't know. It doesn't. Right now it came out. Maybe I'll think differently later. But maybe for some cool shit, But yeah, I'm just myself. That's all. That's the best thing I can be. And it's interesting that at this point in time, these things are happening on this planet. That's all I'm saying right now. But anyways, yeah, that's all I'm trying to be. That's all I'll ever be. And if you're that, you will be the most happy you can be. But yeah, the God word is it's problematic. But, this is just one perspective. Someone could have a way to see the word God, and they love the word God because of how it makes them feel, and that's whatever. It's just, I think the funny thing is that person and I are saying the same thing. It's just about expressing your truth. What we're mainly getting at is, God is not, I don't think God is made for us to fear. I don't want to fear God. I want to love God. I hate the phrase God fearing man. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. It's ridiculous. Because Why God wants us to fear him? For what? Ain't no need for fear. Why gotta be scared of you? It's not about being scared. It's about it's about understanding love is there. That's why I really don't like that phrase. Like, if anything, God loving person would be better. Why is God? You never hear God fearing woman, do you? You never hear that phrase. You always hear God fearing man though. Interesting. Anyways, but yeah, I feel like I'm wrapping up here. All right. I don't think I have anything else to say for right now. Mr. Jazz out.